really are, by the park. It's a beauty, you've gone in there, beautiful red house, they've really done a nice job.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, we actually had that.
I was waiting for it.
No, you guys
We don't want the garages to be that big. And I
Well, that looks like so it costs
you
me.
got you on the radar, wrecking ball, yes.
You're not doing with that shit.
And, all that same that.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Warsaw Plan Commission meeting of October 14th.
Do we have a quorum?
I'm sorry?
Do we have a quorum?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. I think we do.
Okay, five of us out of, is it nine? Five?
Okay, so we do have a quorum.
Are we on?
Are we good? Yeah.
Don't forget to check your mics.
Mine's on.
Okay, so we gotta be unanimous though, right?
Well, we should be unanimous.
Is that influencing the panel?
That's influencing. You're not supposed to do that. Is your mic on?
I thought so. Hello?
No.
Hit the.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay.
All right, now that we got that covered. Again, welcome to the commission meeting. We have a special announcement tonight, mostly for the press. One of us is celebrating his 75th birthday, and it's not me. Anybody want to guess, Jim? We celebrate birthdays because we don't always get all of them, so congratulations, sir, on 75. And you look great, Jim, you look great. Okay, minutes from the last meeting in September.
Mr. President, I have read the minutes. If there are no further questions or comment, I would move to approve.
In a second.
Seconded by Jim Gass. All those in favor?
Aye.
The minutes are covered. Unfinished business. Justin, I believe you've got that?
Yeah, we do not have any unfinished business.
That's wonderful. New business, 2019-1001, Harrison Ridge, Phase 3 on Husky Trail. Justin?
Yeah, so the final plat for Section 3 of Harrison Ridge has been submitted and reviewed for its conformity to the city subdivision control ordinance. The subdivision meets all the development requirements for an R2 zoning district. The final plat is consistent with the preliminary plat that was approved in 2008. 2006. So we see no reason for you not to approve the final plat for the Harrison Ridge Phase 3 subdivision.
Thank you. Any questions before we move to,
Just out of curiosity, what's kind of the price range of the homes in there?
They're about probably 220 to 250.
Oh, they're pretty nice homes, yeah. And but that falls in the category of what the city's looking for housing need. I mean, that's kind of where we're
I
at.
think that is a category the city needs. We're currently doing a housing study that's going to tell us, hopefully, a lot more about what that need is.
I mean, for the most part, we're guessing on what our needs are, certainly just based on where the real estate market's at.
Yeah.
We're hoping the housing study will tell us a lot more information. And I think we're hoping to have that done by sometime in December.
Okay, very cool. Thank you.
any other
I was
questions?
just out there 2 weeks ago, so all of the homes are occupied now, and then they've already started building some homes down in this area, and a couple of them already have sold signs on them. So now some of them are being rented, so there's renters in there, so they belong to like a landlord and then they're renting, but they're nice homes, and so they seem to be going. And the people that live there were talking to me about being excited about this road being extended and knowing people that wanted to move in there. So,
Very cool.
yeah.
Any other comments or questions? We'll close that and open it to anyone in the audience who'd like to speak in favor of this particular petition. Anyone in opposition? Close to the public.
I move to approve the final plat.
So moved, seconded by? Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
That passes unanimously. Justin?
So this is the final plat for Greenmark subdivision. So if you remember reviewing it a few months ago, the final plat for the Greenmark subdivision has been submitted in a timely fashion and reviewed for its conformity to the subdivision control ordinance. There were 4 lots, and all of them conformed to the subdivision control ordinance for an I2 zoning district. There is an extension of Polk Drive that will remain private at this time. With that said, there's no reason for us not to approve the final plat for this subdivision.
Thank you, Justin. Anyone with any questions prior to?
When you say subdivision, though, this is gonna be commercial buildings in there, or what's gonna be in there?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Industrial.
Yeah.
I do.
4 lots, industrial, yeah, okay. That's
Any
all.
other questions or comments? Anyone in the audience would like to speak in favor?
Steve Snyder for Greenmark. I agree with Justin completely, and there's no reason for me to do anything more to justify my appearance here, except pick up the plat.
Get paid.
Is the plat here? Thank you, Steve. Anyone in opposition? Closed to the public. Questions, comments? Motion?
I'll make a motion, we approve 2019-1002 Greenmark final.
So moved. Seconded. Seconded, Jim Gast. All those in favor?
Aye.
That carries unanimously as well. I think we have one more on the agenda. Justin, is that correct? I've got 3 things on my particular one, but they were both Greenmark and Harrison Ridge are showed them twice, so I assume we're covered. Is that correct?
Yeah, I do. I didn't put it on the agenda, but since housing came up, I do want to talk to you a little bit about, the city's currently in the process of starting the ability for us to do 2 residential TIFs. They'll start at the redevelopment commission, come to the planning commission, go to the city council, and then back to the redevelopment commission. So here in a very short period of time, sometime in November, you will have before you 2 proposed residential TIF districts. The city is also holding 4 public meetings to engage the public on those residential TIF districts. 2 of them will be at Eisenhower Elementary School. 2 of them will be located at Harrison, and they are within those residential TIF areas. Certainly, as Plan Commission members, feel free to come to those meetings. They're all at 5:30 at different times, and I have them on my calendar.
I think the first are like the 17th and 18th.
Yeah, so the first one is the 16th, which is Wednesday at Eisenhower. Second one is the 17th at Harrison. So 2 this week, and then none the next week, because I'm going to be on vacation. But then the week of the 28th, I believe there's 2 more. So there's one Monday night at 5:30 at Harrison, and then one Wednesday, the 30th, at 5:30 at Eisenhower.
And the agendas or the meeting information is on what site?
I believe they're on the city's Facebook page. I believe they're on the city's website as well. And then they're in my office, so anybody can come, call me, email me, come into my office, view those maps. And those are what's being proposed now. We'll hold the 4 public meetings, and then in November, we'll start the process to create those housing TIF districts.
And if I'm not mistaken, it needs to be finished before the end of the year, correct?
Yes, they need to be, we need to submit the application and complete the process before the end of the year.
What's the price point these TIF districts are supposed to address as far as housing?
So the TIF district will give us a set of tools. It's not going to set housing, it's not going to create housing. It's going to give us a set of tools to incentivize housing.
Okay.
How we use that set of tools is still up to us as a community. And there will be a lot of discussion going forward on how do we utilize this new set of tools that the state has enabled us to take advantage of. They're primarily the same thing we've been doing with redevelopment in terms of economic development for industries, but on the residential side. So it's kind of the same set of tools, but we're going to be using them for a different end result, which is to create housing. What type of housing? I'm hoping that the housing study will give us a better understanding of what areas we're lacking. If you ask me, I think it's going to be a very broad range. I think we're lacking a lot of variety of different housing, whether it be apartments, single-family homes, price ranges. I think there's probably 2 or 3 different price ranges we're lacking. So I don't think it's going to come back and say, you have everything but this segment. I think the reality is there's probably a lot of segments we're missing. And it'll be up to you, us as a community, to take these tools that we're gonna take advantage of and use them to fill those gaps.
So with all the new apartments and whatnot by Walmart, you still think we're short of apartments? And I'm not challenging that, I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, so the Tippy Downs development, if that's what you're talking about, is a wide variety. So they are hitting a certain segment, absolutely. But it's somewhat specific segment. They're hitting a lot of older age segment. And they do have some additional, but for the most part, there's a wide variety of housing I think we're missing. So Tippy's probably filling a portion of that, but it's certainly not filling the gap.
What's behind Kohl's across the street from there? Is
Those
that-
are apartments as well, and they've been built and filled since they were built.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the vacancy rate is very little. We've actually met with that developer recently, and yeah, the vacancy rate's very low in Warsaw. So I don't think it's going to be one segment, to answer your question. It's not going to be, here's what we're missing. The reality is it's probably going to be multiple segments that we need to focus in on.
Do you have a feel if a lot of that lack of vacancy is because of the hiring of Zimmer Biomet to fill, you know?
Absolutely, yeah.
Does that disappear though after another year or two, or you don't know?
You know, I think it's a revolving door to a certain extent, so I don't know that it disappears, it just changes.
Okay.
So in looking at some of those maps, like a lot of them are already highly developed, meaning the areas are. So would the TIF district, like the incentives just apply to those places that don't already have builds on them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
so-
the same principle as any other TIF district.
So it'd be just the same, anything new from,
You're only collecting what's new, everything else that's existing exists.
okay,
You would only collect from the new, and that would give you the ability to take that revenue and put it back into those districts for that intended purpose, which in this case would be housing.
and so would the purpose mainly be to help us build the infrastructure to go out into there, or will there be some incentives that could go to the builders themselves?
I think it's going to be a lot of variety. And the reason I say that is everybody I've talked to, I think that's part of the problem with housing and from the lens that I'm looking through is it's not one problem. Everybody seems to have a problem, but everybody's problem seems to be different from the next person. One person's problem is I can't get access to the capital to do 10 homes. I can do one home, but I can't do 10 homes. I build that one house, and before I have it built, it's sold, but I can't build 10 homes that I don't have capital. The next person's gonna tell you, I got all the capital in the world, but the cost is too high for me to do what you wanna do. It's not or the profit level for me is marginal, so I'm not gonna go out and spend $500,000 putting infrastructure in the ground to make $5,000. It's not. I can go stick my money on the stock market or interest rates and make the same amount of money. So it's a wide variety of issues. And so how we're going to tackle it is going to be probably different from in every scenario. There may be a difference in doing that. We've talked through the housing group that we're meeting with, through the community foundation and the county, a lot of different ideas, a lot of different tools. And I think there's some tools that are going to be probably different than anything we've done before.
Sounds exciting.
It's going to be interesting to see how we can use these tools and make them work, yeah. So heads up, it's coming. Certainly feel free to participate in those public meetings if you have time or are interested, but just wanted to give you a heads up.
Thank you very much. Any other questions or comments?
Mr. President, I make a motion to adjourn.
I have no other new business or anything, right? Motion to adjourn? Seconded? All those in favor?
Aye.
Stand in adjournment. Thank you all.
Time for cake, Jim. Did you bring cake?
Scotch.
There you go.
There we go. That'll work.
Three basic food groups. Scotch, ice cream, steak.
There you go.
You said ice cream and steak?
Ice cream, steak, scotch.
Good.
I
Happy birthday. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom. Yeah, see you guys, thank
Yeah.
you. Jeremy, thanks, buddy.
So while you're here,
Is this yours?
what's that now?
Started basketball practice.
We have the right pen?
Is that what you want?